Show me your news.
Hey Ben, let's talk about some speedruns.
Let's do that.
Sometimes you can't just play a game. You got to play a game faster than other people usually play a game. SGDQ happened this weekend, folks.
That's the best description I've ever heard.
I finally watched a lot more than I normally do because I don't always watch a whole lot. Well, they did a whole week, ton of fun races. Did you guys what all did you guys catch?
I think halfway through the week they did a Sonic Advance race, which
That's right.
is, if you know anything about speedrunning Sonic Advance, you know that's kind of a bad idea.
Oh, jeez.
The thing about last year Sonic Advance, Niglaria did that run, and he's not good. But this year, the thing with Sonic Advance is that they time it on the in-game timer because the time bonus is so long on the score screen that if you play worse, you actually get a better time. So they don't time that by real time.
That's true.
But that's the only way to do a race. So the race just kind of ended up being who can faff about in the level the best until they got the best time.
That sounds really bizarre.
Yeah.
It's not a game that should be raced.
Let's see.
I managed to catch some of the Mario stuff. The Pokemon Blue run was amazing.
That was up
That
too
was-
late for my sleep schedule.
Yeah.
It was great. Like, the guy playing he knew how to put on a show while doing it, which is probably 100% needed for that, because Pokemon Blue runs are a lot of menus, and menus aren't fun to watch.
Was it a lot of PC manipulation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's usually how those Pokemon runs devolve, and it is interesting to watch because they'll change. Like, some Pokemon, they'll change its name and do all sorts of stuff with the PC, and then it's like, oh, pop, we're at the end of the game. I was like, what the? Yeah, it is pretty crazy.
Well, it was a 3-hour run because he was getting all 151 Pokemon.
Oh my goodness! Wow.
That was the goal, and it took about 3 hours, I think, if I remember correctly. And just some of the shit. How did anybody figure that out?
Yeah,
I actually
How is that a thing?
it is
By
always pretty
accident.
crazy. We saw Wind Waker. Wind Waker was pretty
Yeah,
interesting.
that was pretty fun.
I mean, that's a community that is, often been at GDQ. And for those that don't know, I mean, SGDQ is Summer Games Done Quick. AGDQ, Awesome Games Done Quick. Basically, they do a week of live streaming speedruns. And they raise money for charity. The past few times it's been for Doctors Without Borders. They've done some, raising for cancer research before. But basically, we've reported on past episodes of the podcast, but this year they hit 1.2 million, I think, as they had done the previous HDQ run. So it
First
basically
Summer
happens-
Games to ever hit 1 million.
Wow, yes, that's true. And it happens twice a year, so every 6 months or so we get treated to this collection of
people that are
speedruns.
much better at video games than we are.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to think of that. It's the one game they play, the 1 or 2 games that they play, and focus on. It's definitely not like something that I do.
Yeah, it's interesting because, like, what the guy was saying, I've not done this Ganon fight for the last couple weeks. And I was like, well, so what? How often do you do it, really?
Well, you definitely know their tricks. I mean, for Wind Waker, for example, I mean, it's not a
Oh, I've done the clipping through the walls thing.
it's not a game that is uncommon to GDQ, and some of the tricks are known, like the super swim. I mean, you're spinning around the water, and then suddenly Link's going woo across the ocean. I mean,
Yeah.
Wind Waker's pretty much the coolest speed game, in my opinion, because it's just 4 straight hours of going stupidly out of your way to do this long, complex thing that saves you 10 seconds, and then you do that 800 more times for the next 4 hours.
yeah, I mean, for this run, and I'm not sure, it's been a while, because I think the last Wind Waker run I saw was for the HD version, which took out the super swim, because there's a storage technique.
Yeah.
But
Very different speed game.
Yeah, but for original Wind Waker, which they were playing, of course, they do Japanese text because it loads faster. The text goes by quicker. They went and got the bombs first from the pirate ship. So then they were able to go back and do the forest temple, essentially, and you don't have to worry about carrying those balls. You just use bombs right away. You use bombs on Kali Demos, the boss, in the second dungeon, and then you take all that stuff, and then you go and do Dragon Roost. It's out of order, but yeah, it saves a lot of time. I think he had beaten Godon in the Tower of Gods by the hour-and-a-half point. It's impressive. That's a good one to watch.
What I consider to be the highlight of the week not counting the Super Metroid race, which is always like the big grand finale climax of the entire week.
I mean, the big choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course. Kill the animals, save the frames.
Kill all animals.
Probably my highlight of the week was Super Mario 64 Any%, which it is amazing because I think it was very recently they were able to start doing Zero Star in real time. They've been able to do it tool assisted for a long time. Tool assisted speedruns being where you use a program and an emulator to slow the game down and play it frame by frame. And obviously in tool assisted, human reflexes don't mean anything. But recently they have been able to start doing Zero Star runs in Mario 64 in real time with real human reflexes, and it's still very difficult. Like you have less than a 1% chance of pulling it off, and live in front of hundreds of thousands of people, he manages to pull it off and just freaks out. And it is the coolest thing in the world to see that happen.
I'll have to go back and watch that
Gotta
one.
watch that one, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it was nice, and he beat the game like what, fucking a full minute before the other guy.
Yeah, yeah. The Any% world record for Mario 64 is like 7 minutes, I think. Something like that. So a full minute for a game that quick is a massive amount of time.
Yeah, he didn't make the record, but he came close, I think.
360 Chris M, the guy that pulled off Zero Star in the race, he's actually the world record holder for that category.
Okay.
Nice.
We also saw Majora's Mask 3D. Doing that speedrun on 3DS, that was pretty neat.
That was really cool. I really enjoyed that. It made me want to play it again.
Very tragic middle to that run. But
Yeah.
a couple missteps in the middle, but very good run.
I did see some of the Chrono Trigger run, which made me kind of want to play Chrono Trigger again, but like I still don't want to play Chrono Trigger again because like I loved Chrono Trigger and I would love to play it again, but it's too soon.
Yeah.
I mean, I only finished it like at the beginning of this year, so
Maybe whenever I get around to getting the DS version.
I would love to play the DS version, honestly.
Did any of you guys see the Tetris section?
No.
I watched some of that after the fact.
I love the Grandmaster crew.
He didn't do Invisible Tetris this year, did he?
No, there's a section where you're actually invisible, where it is invisible for a little bit, but the invisible section is at the very end where it's Tetris the Grandmaster 3, and to get the actual Grandmaster rank, you have to do this really hard, really complex sequence of games about like playing really well but not playing too well for certain amounts of time, and then playing really, really, really well until like a timer goes down, and then playing another time section with just invisible pieces. And that doesn't show up in the modes they do because they wouldn't get that because there's 6 Grandmasters in the world. But no, it was a lot of fun. They did a lot of versus stuff. They did pretty much every mode on 3. And I don't like Tetris at all, but I love to watch those guys.
That does sound pretty impressive, and I missed that one.
I never watched the video, but the Crash 2 run, which we apparently were watching muted, and then Ben told me about it when I got back.
Oh, I heard about that when I got back. Oh, boy.
Did you watch it?
I watched some of it. I watched the Black Magic video on YouTube.
I need to see that. I've gone through like all the troubled timestamps.
It's the first time that I know of that after a run, the runner was immediately banned from future GDQs and kicked out of the venue.
Whoa. Damn.
Yeah, it apparently got real uncomfortable really fast, and we didn't get any of that because we had the Crash 2 run running on the fucking projector screen in your place.
Yeah.
And we had it muted.
Right.
So throughout the run, this guy was making jokes about how he hated everyone in the room and was going to kill everyone and then commit suicide.
Oh, jeez.
He's making weird spastic noises throughout the whole run, and then he finishes off. He finishes off the entire run by purposefully crashing the game and deleting the save file.
Like he soft locks.
Yeah, he soft locks the game.
And they're just like, did you just soft lock? He's like, yes, I did. Why? And like doesn't come up with...
He said, because I like wasting time. And then he was like, so that's Crash 2.
Wow.
And people just awkwardly like half clap.
I mean, like the previous like AGDQ, there was like a Tomba 2 run where like the guy where you had the visitor on the couch just making things very awkward.
That guy, actually, the guy that was talking, has been banned from speedrunning. Because it was found that he was actually cheating at Paper Mario Thousand Year Door.
Back in May.
Oh, really?
And
Wow.
there's a great video of him streaming Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and his mom comes in to yell at him for being awake at 3 a.m. And he gets in this argument on stream with his mom about how he's wasting his life and staying up at all hours of the night and keeping everyone awake.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez.
Speedrunning has its high moments, it has its low moments.
In at least one case, those are the same thing. Luigi's Mansion Race.
Right. Real quick, what games would we speedrun if we had the choice?
Splatoon. That game is such a good speed game.
Like the single player?
Yes, it is amazing.
I'm gonna throw a curveball in Angry Birds. That's
Angry
not a fucking video game.
The moment that shows up at a GDQ is I think when everyone just
It just fucking gives up.
quits.
You and I talked about like Battle Block Theater, but now that I've seen the run, I don't want to do that.
I mean, I used to play Ocarina of Time over and over and over and over again. That I would have once upon a time speedrun, but
Ocarina of Time, any percent should never be at a GDQ again because it's just too much random elements now.
It's really quick. It's so
I know
quick.
I didn't want to take this from Ben. I didn't know if he was going to mention it, but I want to learn how to speedrun Sly 1 because Ben was learning at one point.
I know a few tricks.
Yeah, he was attempting to learn.
I'd still love to learn that game. Here's my problem with speedrunning that game. The biggest skips. It's not complete random, but you have to have a lot of luck just to be able to get them.
Luck and random are used in weird ways in speedrunning. Do you mean like there's RNG, or do you just like need to be really, really good?
It's a zip on both of the two giant skips that skips entire like worlds of the like chapters of the game. To do the skip, you have to kind of just shove your model in the crevice of other game of like terrain models, and you can just waste minutes trying to do it right. And,
Okay, so
you see like any speedrunner, it's just like you just kind of have to just be lucky and get it right.
okay, so it's very technical then.
Yeah, but it's not accurate, if that makes sense.
I don't think I would ever get to a point where I'd want to speedrun games. I like watching them, but I just played too many games that I'm never going to spend.
I don't have the reflexes.
I'd love to like
Oh, yeah.
speedrun games. Like I used to play Binding of Isaac professionally. Well, I say professionally. I used to play on a professional scale.
At a very high level.
Yeah, I was. Like, Cobalt used to come in and go like, oh, cool. And if anyone knows who Cobalt is, that would make more sense.
Right.
Cobalt's like the main person on Twitch for Binding of Isaac.
If I had to pick one, though, it'd probably be Sonic Adventure 2.
Would you be able to beat the 1 second, 20 millisecond world record in Wild Canyon?
I probably would not.
What?
That's actually the dumbest, most bullshit video that I've ever seen. So we were talking earlier about in-game time versus real time. In my opinion, a game should never be timed in-game time unless there's a very good reason. Like in Sonic Advance, the timer at the end is so long that it encourages you to play poorly.
Yeah.
But in Sonic Adventure, that is not true. You can skip the timer immediately. So I don't see any real reason that Sonic Adventure 2 shouldn't be timed in real time. But they use in-game time, which resets when you die.
Oh,
So, in the world record video for Wild Canyon, you see this guy find the Master Emerald piece right next to him, and he clearly dies over and over and over again until it's in the position right next to him, because you can see his life counter dropping dramatically throughout the video.
That's fucking nonsense.
And then as soon as he gets it, he glitches out to die, gets another one right next to him, dies, and then gets another one right next to him for a time of 1 second, 20 milliseconds.
That's bullshit. Yeah, that's real bullshit.
It is super bullshit.
I think
Well.
Super Mario World.
Ooh,
That's
that'd be a
fine.
fun one, yeah.
Yeah, but like that's just very well timed jumps.
It's skill. It's all skill, really. Mm-hmm. Unless you do nonsense strats like that.
I want to be the Boshi.
Fuck
Fuck that.
The Bashi is impressive, yeah.
Yeah. Lol,
Litwix,
you know.
the Bashi runner, he is awesome.
Seriously.
Did you guys see it
Yeah.
this year?
Yes.
Yeah, we watched it from start to finish.
This is his third consecutive Bashi run at a GDQ, and usually they avoid doing the same game 2 GDQs in a row, and this is the third one he's been at.
That's because it's so damn impressive.
It's very impressive. Also, he's very funny, and also for every death that he gets, he donates a certain amount of money. This year, it was him, Ray from Achievement Hunter, and the guys at the Yeti, who were sponsor of SGDQ. Each of them donated $30 per death, $50 per death to a boss. He died 80 times.
Yep.
Some of which were on purpose, which was really good when he was like, hey, Ray, so I've only died about 50 times now. You feeling good there? Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. You're going to be really happy in the next room when I die 3 times on purpose.
It's like, just like this. But I died.
Or it's like, let's make it a round number at the end.
Yeah.
Yep. So I think it came out to about $2,000 each donated just off of his deaths.
Yeah.
Damn.
Now, it was pretty incredible how it, skyrocketed to the end. I mean, it's over 1.2 million, which is amazing. Because I think, during the Wind Waker run, which is the morning of the last day.
They hit million.
Well, it was like 700-something thousand at that point. So they really escalated. It's always very impressive.
A lot of that money came in from Kill the Animals versus Save the Animals,
Yeah.
which by itself brought in $300,000.
Wow.
Yep, that's really good.
So what game would you speedrun if you had the time and energy to devote to that? Let us know.
Show me your news!